Jason, we have heard this story many times. Company gets breached, and it's because of a known vulnerability. And everyone slaps their head and goes, why didn't they just patch it? This is kind of a sad story you hear again and again. And you're like, if I could have just gotten you to do the job. And sometimes just doing the job of patching is really hard, isn't it?
Oh, it really is. I read somewhere the other day that over 200 hours a week on patching their systems for the average business.
That is painful just to listen to that.
It physically pains me to even think about having to go through that.
Nobody enjoys that, I don't think.
That is valuable employee time that could be used to deal with all of your other cybersecurity issues, right? There is a lot more to be done with configuration, with reviewing logs, with making those human decisions that don't need to be spent on monotonous tasks that are, going to happen day in, day out, month after month, year after year.
When you go through the system, you have this nice front end, allows me to see, what vulnerabilities exist across all different kinds of platforms, allow me to schedule patching, making human decisions to do that. When I started implementing this patching, does it give me any feedback on where my security is, or does it allow me to see I'm in a better patching state today than I was yesterday? What kind of information do I get?
It shows you, here is your current patch state. This is where you stand cross-platform too, right? This is where you stand on Windows, on Linux, on Mac, and not just the operating systems, but all those third-party applications you have installed. And so you can see, hey, where do I stand today? And then, after a patch cycle, here's where I stand now. And then you can, start working on those individual machines that didn't want to comply for whatever reason, or figure out what's going on with them of, did the user have it offline during the patch cycle? Do I need to schedule auto cycle with them? Whatever the case may be.
How does your product work with, this patch may disrupt such and such business? You're going to need people offline to, if you're going to be implementing this patch, can you coordinate the patches within your system with the environment so to disrupt the business as least as possible, like running the patches at 2 a.m, things like that?
Oh, absolutely. And again, that's what we consider, a human appropriate decision. I'm the CISO of Automox. I use their own product, and that's exactly how we configure it is, there are some patches that, one that might be critical, and we say, hey, I don't care if the user's on the system, off the system, this has to go now because this is absolutely security critical. And we have others that, this is perfectly routine. So wait until the computer has been idle for at least this long, and it is between these hours, wherever the time zone of that user actually is.
Oh, so it can have rolling patches, if you will.
Absolutely.
Well, if you, our audience, would like to learn more about what Automox is doing and how you can speed up your patching and, make yourself a hell of a lot more secure, because heck, we know that's what patching helps us all do. Check them out at automox.com. That's AUTOMOX.com.